Welcome to another video from Dr. Lock. I thought we'd have a quick look at this T-handle. Alright, so this is a Lenlock T-handle, and the benefit of it is it's got a clutching function. So if you were to come around and force the front of it, it's just going to rotate and rotate. So it gives you extra security. Now with this particular lock, there's two types of ways it's installed. One is it's bolted through the front, which is what this is. As you can see, there's little dome nuts on one side. The other way is it's bolted from the rear, where it's just got a screw thread with no dome nuts. So we'll have to make sure we don't lose those dome nuts there, so it can be put back on the door. Alright, so I've been asked to make a key for this. Now before I do, I just want to take you through and show you a couple of other T-handles. This is your standard type T-handle. It also has the same type of fitting, either through fitting or rear fitting, and this one's a rear fitting. It has a couple of little screws there. You can also get it with a configuration where you can put the bolt through and then bolt it to the back. Most standard type of garage lock is just this type of standard T-handle. Why this one is not as good as this one is because it doesn't have a clutching function. Right now it's unlocked. I move it, the tail moves. If I was to lock it, the handle would be rigid. And the biggest problem with this type of lock is that burglars have worked it out that you can basically force these type of locks open with enough force, and they've got tricks and tools to do it. So they can break in very, very easily with this type of lock. Another common design flaw is sometimes barrels can come out. This is really good if you want to make a key, really good for the locksmith, really good if you want to change the key, but it's not so good for security. So this type of lock here doesn't have that barrel removal option, so that's one bonus. It's got the clutching function, double bonus. It goes into the same footprint as the standard T-handle, so it's a triple bonus, and it can be also configured a couple of different ways here as well, such as key retain and things like that, but none of that we need for today. Right, so before I make a key to it, these are available from our lock shop. I'll leave the link down in the description. This is what you'll get the kit, and you've pretty much only got to really choose if you want to be front fix or rear fix. A lot of the time the bolts, you can use them on both. Like this is a rear fixing one. It's got no dome nuts from the front, but with these big huge threaded rods that you attach, you can install it both ways. Alright, so the parts that are involved in these are like little wafers, and they've got little tiny springs that go along the side of these wafers. So it's different from your traditional pin. Normally you'd have like standard pins when they would be operating a standard key. Now that's the other benefit to it as well, is that it uses a standard Lockwood LW4 key, which is excellent because that means that you can rekey the whole house, every lock, and then include a garage T-handle to have that same key. Alright, so there's our key there. It takes these little parts to do it, so it's a wafer lock using an LW4 key, which is really cool. So it's a pretty cool product. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to there's a couple of different ways to doing this. One, I could pull this apart from the back, but it has white grease in there. The white grease gets everywhere, and I'm really not a fan of getting grease on my hands this early in the morning, so we're not going to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to decode it, cut a key, and then just duplicate another key, and we should be good. So I'm going to go through and do it. So pretty much if I had a garage, I'd have one of these on it rather than one of the other models. So I'm going to use my militia to do it. Because the springs and pins are so small, I don't want to kind of jam stuff up. There's my pen. I'll just do the code off camera just in case. Okay, so there we have it. Alright, let me quickly cut a key. I've got the Silky Unicode ready to go. Let's play some numbers. Give the key a quick buff. Alright, now let's see if my decoding operation was successful. Key goes in. And no. First time around, not successful. Okay. Let's go back and do it the other way. So I've got my code, so I'm going to dial in my code, unlock the lock. Try it another way. Obviously one of my numbers was a little bit off. And because it's wafer, it's completely different to the last one. Completely different to the last lock, you know, that you use this type of tool on. Here everything's different. It's got the clutching function too, just to mess me up. Yes, the code seems to be right. I'm not getting no action. So there is a chance that what's actually happening is I'm picking this in the wrong direction. So close, like one off. Let's find out what we did wrong. Okay, now I'm going to do the decode one more time. Now that I've got, as you can see, turned, to see what I did wrong. Triple check. Okay, so from my calibration it looked like I was one digit off, and that simply means that I can just notch down my key. Just grab an impression file, which seems to have disappeared. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Alright, let's see if that does it. Not yet. Not yet. Okay, time to cut another key. Quick puff. Alright, now hopefully straight in and turn. And yep, there we go. There you have it. So it was a little bit stiff, maybe one of the discs were a little bit stiff, but it does turn. It is cut to code, so it should be perfect. A little bit of a pickup on one side, it seems to be high. Okay, so the front one is high. Although this key is cut to code and those discs are to code, for some reason on the front of the key, when I push up, I get a click. When I pull in. Okay, I'm back. So I've cut my key to code. Time for the moment of truth. Pop it in, and effortlessly. So I always like to test it. You put it in, and if you can push it with one finger round, it's good. So that's making a key to Lenlock clutching lever handle. We do sell them on our website, that's it. I would buy one, put it on my garage, and then use this key to have your local locksmith set the rest of the house up to this key, so you can have your whole entire house on one key. Really good lock. If you're going to use this old-fashioned lock, well, you're going to get what you get, and it's not great. So I would strongly advise, if you've got a lock that looks like this, take it off, pay the money, put one of these on. They've got all the screws, all the instructions. It's pretty much just bolt on. Bolt it on from the back. Make sure this square drive turns the right direction to operate your garage, or the lever, or the tiltador, and you're good to go. Alright, link is down in the description. Leave your comments, and once again, thanks for watching.